Hello everyone, my name is Hyun and this will be my first official YouTube video on this channel. I just want to say thank you for everyone that supported me during my 84-day, 12-week transformation by bodybuilding.com. It's definitely a blessing, it's definitely encouraging, and I just want to seriously just give props to all y'all for just being a part of my journey. And also thank you guys for those who have been submitting questions and constantly asking me about fitness advice and health advice and nutrition advice. It's definitely humbling because I'm definitely not an expert, but just the fact that you guys ask me, really does encourage me to understand that, I guess you could say I'm gifted in terms of explaining things. I don't know. But anyhow, so the first topic I want to talk about is what I did during my 12-week, 84-day body transformation. I guess for most people, they really did notice the transformation. They really did notice it was dramatic. A lot of people were shocked. I guess, so for those who don't know, I started on January 7th weighing at 190 pounds, around 22% body fat. And by the end of my 84-day transformation, I weighed in at 161 pounds, around 10 to 12% body fat, and that was on March 31st. And it was definitely not easy. I think some of you guys may think I have some crazy workout plan or I have some secret nutrition, but in the end, I really don't have any secrets. It really comes down to hard work, dedication, and discipline. But my goal of this YouTube channel and just posting these videos is to give tips and also to really inform people about a lot of misconceptions about certain things. So that's the purpose here. But going, instead of sidetracking, so once again, what did I do during my 84-day transformation? So obviously, I was living a very sedentary lifestyle for about 6 months, and that's how I gained 25 pounds to begin with. So for me, I had to really change my habits that I grown accustomed to during those 6 months. So even before I started, I really had to commit myself. I had to understand that I had to change my mindset first. For me, it was, this is only for 12 weeks, 84 days. Even though that seems long, it's actually very short. Especially if you consider it in the long run, in your whole lifetime. 12 weeks in your whole life is a very short window. So for me, yeah, what I would recommend to people is if you're trying to do a fat loss program, or if you're trying to gain muscle, understand that, yes, it is a lifestyle, but at the same time, if you're trying to get immediate results or quicker results, just think of this mentality. It's only for 12 weeks. It's only for 18 weeks, depending on what deadlines you have. So, so that was my mindset. And the number one thing that I think that helped me out the most in my transformation would be my diet. I would say diet contributed to maybe 85% of my fat loss results. I know most people don't want to hear it, but I'm sorry, but diet is key to your fat loss transformation, or I guess for some of you guys, to build lean muscle mass. There's a saying that abs are not made in the gym, but abs are made in the kitchen, and I strongly agree with that. Nutrition is key. It's the number one thing, and the rest is what you do with your workouts, how well you rest, and other factors such as like your stress levels, and also even like your genetics. I think genetics plays a little bit of role. Don't get me wrong, there are some genetic freaks out there where, honestly, I've seen some people where, man, they are yoked as hell, but man, they eat like crap. And see, the thing is, they're the exception to the rule. For most of us, you guys are part of the rule, and that includes me as well. So remember, diet is key. So for me, what I did during the 12 weeks, I basically had to cook everything myself. Why? The reason is, a lot of times, even fast food restaurants such as like Subway, Flame Broiler, or these other supposed healthy restaurants, you still don't know everything that's inside the ingredients, even though they say it's healthy. And so you could risk potentially having too much sodium or extra salt, sugar in your foods without really knowing it. Even though they might state it, I feel like it could be understated. So I cook pretty much every meal, and also because I do have a short amount of time, just during my work schedule, I would have protein shakes as well. I know a lot of people are against protein shakes and supplements and whatnot, but for me, because I work from 9 to 7, it's hard to get 6 full solid meals. Like, so in the end, I consider a protein shake a meal. So for me, an outline of what I would eat on a daily basis would be, breakfast in the morning, then protein shake, like around 10 o'clock, then eat lunch, and have another protein shake, then eat like a light dinner, and then depending on if I work out or not, have another protein shake. And that's how I kept up with my diet. Pretty much, I would say anywhere from 4 to 6 meals a day. So that includes protein shakes. And people ask, well, why? What's the point? What's the point of doing 6 meals a day? And for me, there is a theory. I can't say it's completely confirmed by studies, because there's always going to be arguments for both sides of having 3 solid meals versus 6, or having a lot of meals in one day. So the best analogy I can give of why people do 6 meals a day or 8 meals a day is basically the analogy of a campfire, and that's our metabolism. So when you eat, let's just let's give an example. When you start a campfire, if you just put one huge log on the campfire, you try to start a fire, it's going to take forever to get that fire going. But if you put sticks here and there, little by little, obviously what happens? The fire grows more and more. So that's basically our metabolism as well. So that's why I chose to do frequent meals, but have it small. So for me, a rule of thumb was for each meal, besides my protein shakes, was basically a fistful of lean protein. So it could be chicken, fish, eggs, and then a fistful of complex carbohydrates such as brown rice, sweet potatoes, and then on the side I would have as much veggies as I would want. I mean, I'll be making more videos about dieting and more details about my dieting, but as I said, this is what I did and a summary of what I did during my 84-day transformation, so I'm gonna keep it at that. So that is what I did to eat, and I think it definitely revved up my metabolism, and it helped me to control my appetites. I think a lot of times when you only have 3 meals, especially because the time gap between breakfast and lunch is short, and then from lunch to dinner is so long that it makes people gorge during dinner. And also, there's a lot of people that actually skip breakfast and they eat a lot at lunch. And so, yeah, I mean, that diet I'll cover in my next video, as I promised on my Facebook status. So, don't worry too much about dieting right now, but I'm just briefly summarizing what I did. And then, so now going to, I guess, the workout. So, I guess a lot of people think that I worked out like 6-7 times a week, and that was not the case. For me, I probably worked out maybe 3 to 5 times a week, and depending on how I felt, sometimes I would work out twice in one day. But that was more towards the latter of my body transformation, so like maybe like my 8th to 12th week. But for the most part, I kept it simple. I only worked out 3 to 5 times a week. And another thing that I implemented was CrossFit. I don't know if you guys know anything about CrossFit, but I joined CrossFit around February, so like probably midway point to my transformation, and it definitely helped me out. Not necessarily the workouts itself, but the mental edge that I gained from CrossFit. It definitely pushes you. So for me, knowing that I put my body through so much stress and going through pain and feeling great about it, it just elevated my workouts even when I didn't do CrossFit and when I would work out at my home gym. So I hope that covers it. And I'll also be making a workout plan video. What I like, what type of workouts I did. And I'll also be making an Excel file. I mean, I've been trying to make it, but honestly, I've been pretty busy. So if you guys are patient enough, you guys will get that. So now I guess like the last thing that I want to talk about was my schedule. Now, the reason why I want to talk about my schedule is really not to brag. It's not to say I'm better than anyone or I'm just more mentally stronger than anyone. Because I don't want people to think, oh, that's Hyun, he's crazy. I really want people to know that if a guy like me, who has this type of schedule, can do it, that you can do it too. There's many people that make many excuses, and they're very similar. The excuses could be, oh, I'm too tired, I don't have enough time, this, that, and truth be told, anyone can make excuses anytime. And in the end, if you really want it bad enough, you'll find a way. Just as much as no matter how tired you are from work, you'll still watch How I Met Your Mother or what other, or Big Bang Theory, or whatever shows that are out there, right? Because you want to watch it bad enough. So just as for me, I really wanted to get the results, so I sometimes forced myself to go to the gym, even though I was really tired. And I never regretted any workout. For me, the workouts were great. So let me kind of break down my weekday schedule and weekend schedule to give you guys a glimpse of what I had to go through. So for me, probably my first 4 weeks, what I did was to implement slow cardio or light cardio, which was just, for me, it was walking. So every day I would walk 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes at night. And eventually I gradually increased it to 5-minute increments, and I think by the end of like 12 weeks I walked an hour in the morning and then I walked an hour at night. So for me, I really didn't do that much cardio. For me, the only time I had like intense cardio was either in CrossFit or playing basketball on Sundays. So those were the only times I actually did cardio. So, so like my schedule. So I would wake up and I would wake up at either 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And the reason being is I would have to leave my house around 7 to beat traffic. So my work is around 30 miles away from where I live. So it's a long commute. Plus, the traffic, the freeway I take is one of the worst, I think, in the country. So, yeah, definitely, I would have to wake up at 4:30 and walk first, and then if I decided to work out, I would work out around 5 o'clock and work out for maybe an hour and 15, and that's what I did. And for me, I probably worked out in the mornings maybe half the time, and the rest, obviously, I had to work after work. So, as I said, I would end work around 7, sometimes 6, depending on what type of work I have to do that day. And so it would take me, 45 minutes, maybe an hour to get back home. So it would be 8 o'clock. Let's just say 8 o'clock to be conservative. So I go home, dress, maybe get some water or Gatorade, and I head straight to the gym. Because I didn't want my mind or my body to know that I was tired. So I had to just go right away. And honestly, I had some of the best workouts when, I guess, in the beginning I felt tired, but in the end, I really was able to push myself. So that's what I did not every weekday, but the weekdays that I worked out. I would walk in the morning, go to the gym, and then depending on if I worked twice a day, I'd work out at 5 in the morning and then 8 o'clock at night. And sometimes I did that. And then on Fridays and Saturdays, I actually did CrossFit. So for me, on Fridays, I could afford to work out a little later because I get to go to work a little later on Fridays. So my CrossFit class starts at 6 and ends at 7. So I would do that. And on Saturdays, and depending if I could work out on Sundays, I would do CrossFit around 8, 9, or 10 o'clock, depending on what classes were available. So I did that, and plus, even after CrossFit, sometimes a couple hours later, I would work out at the gym on the weekends because I know this is the best time. I don't feel as tired. I don't feel as stiff, so might as well go work out since I have extra time on the weekend. So basically, that's what I did during my 84-day transformation. It's really not that complex. Even with my workouts, I don't think they're that complex. Is it difficult? Yes, it will be in the sense, you have to be intense in the gym. Is my diet complex? No, not at all. I think it's very simple. It's straight to the point. In the end, it really comes down to how bad do you want it. So for me, that's why I keep saying, there's no shortcuts to this. Trust me, there are no shortcuts to this. I really worked my butt off to lose the weight. And for you guys, I know you guys could do the same thing. If anything, some of you guys could probably get a better body in a shorter amount of time or the same exact time. Just granted that you might have more time than me or you might have more rest than me. For me, one thing I guess you could say was my weakness was sleeping, because as I said, sometimes I did work out at night, and because my heart rate's so elevated, I couldn't fall asleep easily. So sometimes I would sleep at 12 or 1, but I still woke up at 4:30 or 5 in the morning to get my walk on or go to the gym. So it's all really about consistency, and in the end, how bad do you really want it? Honestly, if it's only about getting shredded or getting skinny, I don't know. I don't feel like many of you guys could succeed just based off that motivation alone. And I think one of my videos that I stated before, I really said you have to really dig deep, see what your values are. So for me, I worked hard and I did this because of my core values. I could explain it in another video, but yeah, that's what I did. So yeah, thank you guys very much for listening to me, and I definitely do think my future videos will be better. Sorry for not editing right now. I'm in a time constraint. But thank you guys for listening. So yeah, that was the breakdown of what I did during my 84-day transformation. I will have more detailed videos later, but for now, this is what I'm going to do. So anyways, thank you guys, and hopefully you guys will watch my next video. Peace.